If you've noticed that a leak has sprung up from your roof, you're probably worried about how much this is going to cost you. Let us help you get a better idea of what this project will look like. By the end of this video, you'll know how much it usually costs to repair common roof leaks, including those caused by clogged gutters, damaged shingles, pipe boot issues, a poorly installed roof, and damaged roof flashing. Gutters can be the cause of several roof problems despite them being one of the most helpful parts of our roof systems. This is because so often they get clogged by leaves and debris and aren't cleaned out as frequently as they should be. Once a gutter gets clogged, the water it was channeling can no longer flow through it, which can cause a ton of issues. The gutter could begin pulling down the soffit or warp the roof, or if the water backs up onto the fascia, it may begin to find its way through the shingles. The cost depends on how long they've been clogged and the extent of the damage. If your gutters have begun to damage the decking and fascia, be prepared to part with several $100s to repair this issue, as it might require a good bit of work and materials. However, if you can catch your clogs early enough and clean them out, you can save yourself a ton of money. We see damaged shingles most often on older roofs after being exposed to a particularly strong storm. Shingles act as the first and strongest line of defense against the elements, so you'll want to get this taken care of pretty quickly. When there is a hole in the layer of the shingles, often next up is going to be the underlayment and the roof decking, which you really don't want to have getting wet. The cost to fix it will vary depending on the kind of shingles you have, the pitch of your roof, how much area is damaged, and where that damage is located. The costs that we usually see can be anywhere between $500 and $3,500. With small holes on 3-tab shingle roofs in the low end, and on the higher end, a larger damaged area in a higher quality shingle roof. If your roof is nearing the end of its lifespan and the cost of that repair is in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, you might be recommended to get a roof replacement, since you'll likely need that in a few years anyway. A pipe boot is what goes around the bottom of a ventilation pipe in order to make sure that there are no areas for water to get through and around the pipe. These boots can be made out of a variety of materials, including metal, plastic, and synthetic rubber. The rubber ones are particularly prone to failing, as they can dry out and crack with the heavy sun exposure that they receive. This is one of the most simple repairs to make, as the leak might be able to be sealed with a rubber collar, or if necessary, fully replacing the boot itself, which still isn't too bad. This will typically cost around $350. One of the most common problems with a poorly done roof installation, nails that are driven in too far, not far enough, or are driven sideways can become a bit of a headache for homeowners. If a nail is driven in too far, it will break the seal on a shingle, creating an opening for water to get into. If the nail isn't driven in enough or is sideways, the nail will work itself further out of the hole with enough time, allowing water to run down the nail into the hole that was previously completely occupied. The cost of this repair hopefully won't be too much, but as always, it'll vary based on the amount of damage that's been caused. If there are only a few nails like this, then they'll just need to be pulled out and replaced to fix the issue, while filling and resealing the open holes. But if the leak has damaged the roof decking below it, that will need to be replaced as well. Because of how much the extent of the damage varies from case to case, the price will as well, so it's pretty difficult to actually give an accurate and useful range here. When it comes to skylights, chimneys, and other large roof penetrations, leaks most often come from damaged flashing around it. Flashing is a soft metal that's used to bridge the gap between the penetration and the roof surface. Though that's what's most common, there are other ways for these larger penetrations to be damaged. For chimneys, the siding or mortar could be worn or damaged, and skylights could have cracks in the glass that would be letting the water in. These can be some of the more expensive roof-related repairs to get done, and really can be anywhere from $500 to a couple $1,000s. Replacing the flashing can be a little bit easier to estimate, coming in around $1,500, but will be more expensive if you need to replace any rotted wood around the penetration. Now that you've learned some more about the cost of repairing a roof leak, I hope you're starting to feel more confident in taking the next steps in your roofing process. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.